Welcome to the U3A play reading group. You may have been to the theatre to see a Shakespeare play. You might have been excited or bored or something in between. You could follow the plot because they're professional actors, but you might not have understood the words or their meaning or spotted the poetry in the writing. This is where our groups come in. We don't have actors, of course, but we read the play, sit in a circle and read the plays out loud, taking the various characters in turn. We stop frequently to talk about what's happening, to understand the words and their meaning, and to spot what this means about the play. For example, much of Shakespeare is written in blank verse. That is 10 syllables a line, not rhyming, but rhythmical. We discover that the nobles in plays speak in verse, whereas the peasants, the soldiers, they talk in plain prose. There's definitely a class distinction within the plays. However, Midsummer Night's Dream, which most of you will know, for example, is written in rhyming couplets, which I think helps to accentuate the magical nature of the play. And Shakespeare's plays are full of poetry, even the histories. I mean, Richard II, for example, contains the famous speech by John of Gaunt, which, you know, you'll recognise as this sceptred isle, and that's, you know, part of the poetry of the play. We don't just read Shakespeare, we read other classic plays by Chekhov, Oscar Wilde, and so on. So we do cover a range. On to practical matters. We meet once a month. There are two groups running in parallel. There's one from 10 till 12 in the morning, and the other one is from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. We welcome new members. There's always a space for somebody. And most plays are published in very small script, but so we have specially prepared scripts in larger print, so they're actually a little bit easier to read. And I must stress that no acting skills are required. We just read through the plays, doing the best we can to make sense of them. There is something I'd like to read you from. This is an introduction to one of the plays. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break new mutiny, while civil hands make civil blood unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, who'd misadventures piteous overthrows, with their death they bury their parents' grief. The fearful patches of their death-marked love, and the continuation of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Now obviously you've guessed that's the beginning of Romeo and Juliet, but what's special about this and what we learn from reading it is that it's a sonnet, a poetry format, precisely 14 lines, alternate rhymes, and a rhyming couplet to end. And this is just the beginning of the play. Now, I'd like to leave you with one of the most famous stage directions from Shakespeare, and that is, exit pursued by a bear.